As the story unfolds over the nighttime streets of Los Angeles, we witness a figure, Louis Bloom, engaged in clandestine activities, cutting a fence wire. A confrontation with a security guard ensues, culminating in Louis's swift action to steal the guard's watch before making a quick getaway. Louis proceeds to sell the pilfered items, including the wire, at a scrap metal yard, only to be rebuffed by the foreman due to his criminal actions. While driving along a freeway, Louis stumbles upon a car crash, where he observes a news team, led by Joe and Marcus, filming the scene. Despite inquiring about job opportunities, Louis is turned away. Undeterred, he later spots coverage of the crash on TV and devises a plan to enter the news industry. Taking a bold step, Louis steals a racing bicycle, trading it for a camcorder and police radio scanner at a pawn shop. Utilizing his new equipment, he monitors police dispatches and rushes to film crime scenes, encountering resistance from law enforcement each time. Despite setbacks, Louis persists, capturing footage that impresses Nina, the news editor at KWLA, who pays him $250 for his work. The next morning, Louis continues his pursuit by studying police call codes and hiring Rick as his assistant. Together, they embark on a chaotic journey, racing to crime scenes, albeit often arriving too late. Undeterred, Louis employs a clever tactic at a shooting crime scene, entering the house from another door to capture unique footage. Louis's perseverance pays off when he presents his footage to Nina, who is thoroughly impressed with his work. The passage ends with Louis contemplating his next move, joined by Rick at a fast food restaurant, as their partnership takes shape amidst the backdrop of their adrenaline-fueled exploits. Night after night, Louis and Rick tirelessly pursue police calls, capturing videos at various scenes. In a chilling display of determination, Louis even moves a victim's body for a better shot at a crash scene, walking away as other crews arrive. The following morning, Louis stands beside Nina in the TV studio, mustering the courage to invite her to dinner. Despite initial hesitation, Nina's uncertainty hangs in the air. Meanwhile, outside the studio, Joe confronts Louis with a job offer, met with Louis's steadfast refusal, leaving Joe visibly incensed. A subsequent evening finds Louis and Nina sharing a meal at a Mexican restaurant, where Louis's compliments on Nina's appearance segue into a declaration of romantic interest. The outcome of their encounter remains shrouded in mystery. The narrative shifts to Louis and Rick en route to a hit-and-run accident, only to divert to a plane crash upon hearing a radio report. Arriving too late, they find Joe has already covered the scene, leaving Louis empty-handed when he seeks Nina's approval at KWLA. Elsewhere, tensions run high as a distraught Jake watches Joe's news report in his apartment, culminating in a violent outburst. The next morning, Louis is clandestinely working beneath Joe's news van before a fateful night unfolds. On their way to a one-vehicle accident, Louis and Rick encounter Joe's van crashed into a power pole. As paramedics attend to Joe, Louis captures the scene, exchanging a significant glance with Joe. The duo's night takes a dramatic turn when they intercept a call about a home invasion. Louis's daring pursuit leads to footage of armed suspects fleeing the scene in a black SUV, signaling a new chapter in their risky endeavors. After Louis and Rick leave, Louis bravely approaches the house with his camera rolling. He documents a shotgun lying outside before entering to find a woman dead on the sofa. Following a trail of blood upstairs, he discovers a deserted baby's room and another woman's body in a bedroom. Upon hearing a man coughing in the kitchen, he finds him lying in a pool of blood. As police sirens draw nearer, Louis and Rick hastily retreat to their car and drive off, narrowly evading the approaching authorities. Back in town, Louis deftly edits the footage to omit any incriminating evidence of the suspects. Confidently, he presents the footage to Nina at KWLA, who is shocked by its contents. In a tense negotiation, Louis demands a fair price for the footage, threatening to take it to a rival station if his terms aren't met. He also hints at his ambition, claiming ownership of his company, Video Production News, and hinting at future personal demands. Nina introduces Louis to the KWLA staff, showcasing his newfound status within the newsroom. As the story is aired, Lewis watches the graphic footage spread across multiple TV stations the next morning. However, their success is short-lived when detectives Frontieri and Lieberman arrive at Lewis's door. They question him about the triple murder, suspecting he's withholding information. Lewis plays down his involvement, claiming he only entered the house to help, and provides them with an edited copy of the video before they depart, leaving behind a lingering sense of suspicion. Lewis takes matters into his own hands, meticulously analyzing the unedited video to identify the suspects and their vehicle's license plate. With the address of the SUV owner in hand, he enlists Rick for a stakeout to capture the suspects in action. Despite Rick's apprehension and suggestion to involve the police immediately, Lewis remains resolute in his plan. During their stakeout, Lewis surprises Rick with a promotion and a raise, revealing his ambitious intentions for their operation. As they tail one of the suspects, Lewis shares his strategy to film the police intervention and potentially capture a lucrative moment on camera. After tracking the suspects to a fast food restaurant, Lewis makes a decisive call to 911, reporting their location as potential murderers. As they wait for the police response, tension mounts between Lewis and Rick, ultimately leading to Rick reluctantly agreeing to film the scene. When the police arrive, a tense standoff ensues, culminating in a shootout inside the restaurant. Amidst the chaos, one suspect manages to escape in the SUV, leading to a dramatic car chase. Lewis follows closely, documenting the pursuit until it ends in a violent crash. In the aftermath, Lewis wastes no time in capturing the unfolding events, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to his craft despite the danger surrounding him. The situation takes a tragic turn as Lewis directs Rick to film the apparently deceased man in the SUV, only for the man to suddenly open fire, fatally wounding Rick. In a cold and calculated move, Lewis continues filming as the man walks away, only to be shot dead by arriving police officers. Despite Rick's pleas for honesty, Lewis callously admits that he prioritized capturing the footage over warning his partner of the danger. Lewis then presents the edited footage to Nina at KWLA, omitting Rick's final moments. Nina, though impressed, likely feels a mix of shock and disbelief at Lewis's callousness. As they prepare to air the story, detectives Frontieri and Lieberman demand the unedited footage, revealing the true nature of the crime as a drug robbery. Despite Frank's concerns about Nina's newfound coldness mirroring Lewis's attitude, she insists on sticking to the original narrative. At the police station, Frontieri interrogates Lewis, aware of his deceit but unable to prove it. Disgusted by his actions, she leaves him alone in the interview room. Lewis calmly walks away, seemingly unfazed by the consequences of his actions. In the final scene, Lewis addresses his new employees, displaying a chilling lack of remorse for Rick's death. As they drive off into the night, Lewis's ruthless ambition remains unchecked, leaving behind a trail of devastation.